to get this started.
See, that's how I know that I hung my acoustic foam. See, that's how motherfucker. I just started the recording.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I cannot control my weak lungs.
Yeah, I know you can't. What I'm saying though is my acoustic foam is hung up really well this time because literally the air used to knock down my acoustic foam every other day at the last apartment, at the last recording studio. But
Yeah.
here, literally our fucking the hamster and this new kitten climb up it like every day seemingly, and it's still perfectly sturdy. I I gotta feel proud of my work for once in my life. That's Mason being handy. Hi, hello. I'm the tool guy, but like a good one, not a bad one. Mason.
And I'm the Mountain Valley water gal, Aubrey.
What a claim.
Not sponsored, but I'd love to be. That's for sure.
No, I'd like to think it's that you are actually the gal that goes and collects the water from the mountain valley. Be honest.
Oh no, I mean, I can't hear me wheezing, but I am.
No, you
God
just
damn
got
it.
back. You just got back from the mountain valley. This was like
Yeah, it's been
like a
quite a trip.
marathon trek, yeah. Kitten, do you need help down from the windowsill? Apologies. It's her first or second time up there, and I don't know if she knows how to get down yet.
So, Mason, have you brought a person, place, or thing to talk about today?
Um, in a technical sense, yeah. And the reason that my webcam is going and Aubrey's currently isn't is that it is vastly important for my topic that you're able to see me today. So there
Okay.
is somewhat of a video element to my episode today, guys. Just want to throw that out there for all the people that haven't checked out the whole discography on YouTube yet. It's there.
Yeah, for sure. Go check us out. Go check us out so you can see the stuff. Um,
I have other things to talk about for that, but that's for later. How's it going, Aubrey? We're actually like doing another episode. A bit on short notice this time, but it was the only day that really worked for us with school and shit getting back into swing. But we're here regardless, and we have things to talk about with you guys. This is gonna be a more traditional episode today. Are you excited?
yeah, I mean, I feel like I've learned so much in the last few days, and I can't wait to share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like specifically these last few days, have you been doing research on
Yeah,
this?
actually, the my thoughts for this episode came while I was watching Adam Ruins Everything on HBO Max.
Huh.
And it's just like old episodes of the show. I just had never watched every single one. I've seen episodes here and there on like stuff I was interested in. Like I had seen the one on drugs, which is a great one. Um and I just in general enjoy Adam Conover and his smug little sweetness.
Okay.
So, one of the episodes that I didn't think I would find interesting, I just like had it on in the background while I was doing my work,
Mm-hmm.
was
Just some background
the
information. I get you. That's our vibe.
yeah, it was the episode Adam Ruins the Wild West. And I realized, oh my God, I'm I'm a bad woman. I'm a bad feminist.
Hmm.
I don't know as much as I thought I did, and this little man is teaching me. He's
Hmm.
telling me. He's
Oh,
schooling me and giving me all this interesting knowledge that I'm like, holy cow. And what's great about that show in particular, if you hadn't heard of it, which I'm sure most people have,
never watched an
is
episode, but yeah, I'm well aware.
Well, originally it aired on True TV, and the True TV website still has it, and they still have every episode and its sources because Adam gives sources to a lot of the things he says, like the facts and things that he throws out. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can go
Yeah.
in and find sources for like a lot of the things he's talking about. So I was able to like go to these sources and get even more information than what was put on the episode.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
That's cool. You actually fucking went to the sources, Aubrey. I respect you. I think that is officially the most research that's been done for an episode of our podcast. I'm
oh no,
going.
I mean I go through a lot of the like fandom wiki sources for a lot of the things I bring to this.
Yeah, but like you
And
actually like
but like this, yeah, to be fair, these are like actual scholarly
yeah, but
sources.
like the fucking what was the old way? What's the way that we had to do our research papers? What's that like form of citation that you have to do? What's it called? There's a specific
Bibliography.
no. It's
Oh,
like
MLA format.
the MLA format. Yes, like the way that you have to cite your sources and things like that. You
Some people
actually
it's different. Like sometimes it's APA and all kinds of different types.
Yeah, I do. That blew my mind whenever I was getting help with my research paper in college. Whenever I found out, like I was being taught all this stuff and everything, I was like, so this is how you just write a paper, huh? Like Miss writing student that is like probably actually younger than me, but is an English major. You know everything, and you know that this is like how you just do writing, right? Like this is all. This is applicable for every writing, MLA. And she said, no, actually, there's like 10 more.
Yeah, and then you just kind of want to die inside.
Yeah,
Little piece of
because
you's like, I hope I never have to learn that. Like, I like writing, but that was always something I hated was having to back things up. I was like, nah, I'm just here to spit opinions and
that's
just
why.
fill pages, bitch.
That is why when I went back to school, it was for sound. Hardly any papers have had to be written there. MLA out the window. But you actually have in your adult life engaged in MLA format and looked at someone's source. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
get a
and
confetti and a wazoo here, okay?
yeah, and I'm here to talk about women of the West, the Wild West, if you will.
Okay. Of the Wild West, okay.
Yeah, so the craziest thing
Some
that I found
bullshit
out,
here?
I mean, women in a lot of places in in the West built built the towns. Like they were responsible for them existing.
Hmm.
And that was like crazy to me. Of course, granted, it makes total sense. So like basically there were a lot of prostitutes. Like a fuck ton. Because in that time period, which is we're talking 1825 to early 19th century or early 1900s. Is that the same thing?
Um
Sorry, that might be a stupid question. I
yes.
can't remember.
Yes. I think so. That's it's
Anyways,
really hurting my brain, but I think I have to agree to move on.
yeah. 1820s to like 1910s. Um basically, even though prostitution in the West could be dangerous and like, possibly possibly, life threatening and those kinds of things, it was also viewed as like a healthy, integral part of life because, like, that was a way to barter. Like, we can exchange sexual favors in order to get things, and that can help us gain some kind of independence. In fact, like, one of these sources even says that some of the American Indian tribes offered sexual favors of their wives and daughters to their white guests. For instance, the Assassin-Boines of the Great Northern Plains commonly lent out their daughters for sex in trades for goods. The more girls brought in, the greater respect for them and their families. But
That's
of course, like, that's not all.
hmm.
And that's not
Huh.
necessarily like a healthy thing for sure. It's
That's
just interesting to me that we erase this part of history.
like you hear everywhere that prostitution is the oldest profession, but I mean, you don't really actually hear too much about what actually went on, do you?
Yeah.
That's wild, huh? So so is this about when you're saying that they got the towns built, are you saying that they had the hammers, or are you saying that they had the money?
More they had the money. So basically by the 1850s, bunch of like settlers and worker men are going out west and they're moving out there and they have work and work usually provides them with some sort of living situation, mostly, shitty, like a tent or
Yeah.
maybe a work town or something. But they're lacking in female companionship. Like they would even pay to fucking see women's panties. Not even on a woman, just the panties themselves because there were no women out there.
God,
Um
how things
so
just stay the same, huh?
yeah, basically uh, and basically if you had a wife and you lived out there, it was considered rude if you didn't bring your wife to social gatherings so that she could like dance and party with the other men.
You know.
Because they just want to talk to a lady. So anyways, a lot of the women who were living on the East Coast that wanted to be independent or wanted to run away or whatever moved out west looking to get into quote unquote the skin trade. I think that's a really funny way to say that. Sex work. And,
It's
of course, pioneer mining camps, whistle stops, and boom towns became home to quite a few, like, brothels, essentially.
makes you
And those
wonder if
brothels
anybody.
made so much money that they could build bigger and better towns and make things, you know, more successful.
Mm-hmm.
And women were like valued in the communities too in some scenarios, which is what I found crazy. I was like, oh, so there were people that were woke back then and knew, oh, women aren't so bad, like they're pretty good. In
Yeah.
fact, Wyoming refused to join the union unless women retained the right to vote and like be a part of the discussion, which I thought
Well,
was interesting. So if you were a woman, you could vote as early as 1890 in Wyoming,
wow.
which
Fuck
I
yeah,
didn't know.
Wyoming.
I thought you couldn't anywhere.
You are now on my list of potential places I'd like to move. Good job. You put yourself on the list.
Let's hope Wyoming is still as feminist as they were in 1890.
You would hope, but
You would hope.
there is a good chance that all the good ones packed up and moved elsewhere, like missionaries of feminism, and what's left is kind of a base, empty husk of what once was back in the 1800s. But I haven't been there, so what's the city you go to in Wyoming? I don't. Which one is that?
What? Repeat the question?
What's the main city of Wyoming? Like, doesn't even have to be
Oh,
capital, just like the one you would visit if you were a tourist.
I have no idea.
Okay, at least I'm not alone here.
I the capital is Cheyenne, and I didn't even
What?
know that.
Cheyenne. I feel like I know a Cheyenne.
Jackson, Wyoming is also a popular area.
Why are so many places in Wyoming just names? That's really interesting.
Yeah. I
I mean,
think Wyoming is where RuPaul has a ranch. And I think Jeffree Star has a ranch there too. Like a lot of strange, elusive celebrities live out there.
yeah.
Kanye West as well.
What the fuck? So a lot of queer celebrities have ranches up there.
Yeah, yes. Yep.
Um, that's interesting. Maybe Wyoming ain't so bad. I don't know if I would ever want to visit Kanye's ranch. or
Yeah.
RuPaul's. I don't know.
Granted, I do want to
I'll just have my own ranch.
add though that like, this wasn't without problems. Granted, like madams who had control over their businesses did much better than some of the girls who worked for them, and as the industry grew
Mm-hmm.
bigger in later years, there were definitely like rampant STDs and,
Mm-hmm.
you
As it
know,
goes with sex.
things like that where women died, so there were definitely problems.
Yeah.
It
It's
was just interesting to me to read about the rampant prostitution of the Wild West and how that helped build towns and form communities because people were like, sex is a need that people have.
motherfuckers always be horny. And honestly, like if you're thinking about like I know the glossy idealization of what a cowboy is not like really true in like the Teddy Roosevelt bit that we all love because we love him anyway. But
Oh, yeah. I mean, most
there's
cowboys were Mexican or black.
but they were on the roads. They were on those trails for days on ends. There was a lot of loneliness in those parts cuz I mean these were people that had traveled across this massive fucking country for new homes and a lot of people didn't make it, so like a lot of these towns were usually really small if you think about it,
Yeah.
and it's like there were usually those roads were most likely like very barren a lot of times.
There were also like madams though that like did really incredible good things to be mentioned, like Jenny Rogers, a Denver madam. Uh, oh, never mind. Scratch that one. That one's not good. That one's not.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was. That one's a
Mm-hmm.
bad one.
That one's a bad one.
Uh,
Okay, saved yourself.
Laura Evans of Colorado. Was known for her civic duties. When she was a madam, she sheltered abused wives, secretly paid wages of men recovering from injuries on the job.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice.
and oh, where was the other one? Somebody like did like a there was one where like
Mm-hmm.
somebody had a hospital or some shit.
Hmm. Kind of like a sick bay thing or like an actual like running a hospital.
Oh yeah, they're Maddie Silks of Colorado. Uh,
Maddie.
she at 19 she opened her first brothel in Illinois before moving her portable boarding house for young ladies to Colorado. She owned multiple brothels, married a few times, had lovers,
As you
and
do.
she had a reputation for sheltering the homeless as well as excellent service. Um,
Good housekeeping, huh?
yeah.
Knew how to make those beds. Real crimp, real crisp. Unlike this shit behind me. That's
It's just
interesting.
it's interesting to hear all of these wild and crazy stories.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't really feel like I hear much about that at all. Maybe it's just because I kind of tune out of a lot of Western, like old Western culture, because it's just not really been one of my main interests as a person. I already have sci-fi and fantasy. There's just no more room, you know. I got too many mainline genres to milk. The cowboy section is just off limits for me a lot of days. So thank you very much for teaching me more about how women have always been kick ass. I mean, they were the ones that like got rid of alcohol too, right? Around that time? Was that around that
Hmm.
time? Was that a bit later? No, it was in the
uh,
20s.
yeah.
So a little bit after that. Like a little. Just a little. Well, shout
Yeah.
out to ladies. Shout
Shout
out.
out to the sex workers of the Old West and their contributions to their societies and local politics.
Yeah, we love that.
So,
We love the people who really bring it together for everybody.
yeah.
Somebody's got to do it, right? This kitten. Oh my god, this kitten's purring. Should I start talking now? Should I put the cat down and bring my show and tell project up?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, you gotta go. Come on, Munchie. I'm so sorry. No promises she won't come back. Okay, so today, I feel like it's also very fun and relevant that I have had a cat attacking me throughout this podcast, which is very unusual, as from what's usual. Uh, from what we're used to here. I'm usually pretty good at kicking the animals out, but today's an animal episode. See, my cool ass partner works at an animal clinic, and because of that crazy passion for animals and interest in weird medical stuff, um, there have been some trophies that have brought home from some of the wonderful work that he has done to the animals so far. Um, thus including what I have today, which is what I would like to talk about. Um, I got some cool feathers. Check out these feathers
Wow.
I have. Um, Fern brought home. Fern had worked. I think it was either like helping with grooming or like doing some kind of like vaccination treatment on a macaw, but they had to trim some of his feathers. And check it
Hmm.
out. Look at this shit.
Oh
It's some
my
blue and
god.
gold madness over here. Look at these guys. Boom. Check that out.
Damn.
That's crazy. We're just going to have the weirdest trophy closet.
Vibrant.
They are so vibrant.
You can have your own little like museum of curiosities, like do a wall display.
You know we're gonna have to do that at some point. That'll be what the room bookshelf will be. There will be a room bookshelf eventually. We can have that be where we put it.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, today macaws are awesome, but I want to talk about macaws in a more general sense. I want to talk about what they are. I want to talk about birds. This
Birds.
one's about birds, Aubrey. Today
Okay.
we're talking about birds. Here's the thing that not many people know about me because I keep quiet about some of my passions, but I really
I
fucking
don't know if I
love
buy that, but okay.
I fucking love birds, dude. I love birds. They are so cool. If they weren't directly incompatible with the kind of career I'm trying to make, I would definitely own one. I have always
Well,
been
yeah,
a
and you also have cats.
well, yeah, but I would have gotten a bird previous to the cat ownership. But yeah, those don't really mix, huh?
No.
I mean, these cats have been good with our hamster.
The number one killer of birds is cats. Cats have extincted so many species of birds.
Dang. Sorry, I got a little killer back there. Okay, I'm gonna cover her up for the rest of the episode then to respect the birds.
No, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. As long as you have an indoor cat, your cat is probably not a bird killer unless you have birds inside.
I think Merlin probably would be a bird killer, but he's never gonna go outside in his entire life, so there's nothing to worry about.
There you go.
He strikes me as a bird hunter.
Oh,
Lava. Okay, here's the thing.
I think Juno would for sure.
Lava Lamp would too. Our other sweet little cat that we're holding on to for the moment. She, when we play with the toy, that like the fake like bird feather toy on the stick, she
Hmm.
will like when the thing gets tamped down and she finally catches it, she'll take the feathers and actually put them in her mouth and like kind of like you're fucking like eating a wing, like a bone like a buffalo wing, and like put it in her mouth and like wet the whole feather and like pull it out like she's trying to pull out the feather. She's
Hmm.
she I think that must be like some kind of tactic for like trying to keep your prey from escaping, because I could only imagine if you wet a bird's feather like that, it would be really hard for it to fly. I don't want to talk about bird murder like this. Here's the thing. Birds
I
contribute
mean,
um birds are really cool. And I just feel like they get downplayed a lot in society because they don't really like exist. They don't really stick around. Like they're not like most other animals that we come into contact with in our normal day. Like if there's a dog or a cat, there's a good chance you're gonna end up petting it if you're a good animal person and animals like you. But no matter what, like I feel like birds are the most fleeting of animal that a human interacts with in their day to day. And
hmm.
sadly I feel like for the most part, like what most people get out of birds is being annoyed by them outside their window or getting their poopy on their car or their body, like I did this last day, a couple days ago when we went to the zoo. Did I tell you I got bird shit on me at the zoo?
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I was in Mexico, I had my picture taken with like some big, like macaw type parrots,
Yo.
and like they put it on my head and stuff like that, and it was fine. Like the pictures looked good. My sister was mad because her picture did not look good.
Get
But like I've seen
fucked.
people like freak out about that shit, and I'm like, if you freak out, then the bird's gonna. That's when it's gonna happen.
You
You gotta
have to
remain
be
calm.
calm.
Like
That's all.
that's
That's how the bird knows how to communicate with you, is by telling telling if you're fearful. That's something that the animals know how to interpret just as well as
you
we
just
do.
gotta like think in your mind. Okay, let's do this, bitch. Let's take a bomb ass photo, and you and the
Mm-hmm.
bird will pose, and then the bird will go about its day.
Exactly. That's how I felt when I held that iguana that one time. That was a good photo. It really
You
digs.
better work, iguana.
I mean, granted, those things are much more naturally chill if they're trained to be around people than birds, but for sure, I know what you mean.
Oh, I had a student one time with a chameleon.
No.
Sadly, the chameleon has passed, but it was very cute.
Oh, oh, I want a chameleon so bad. Chameleons are really cool too, but that's not what this episode is about, so I'm not allowed to talk about them right now. Um, but the way that I actually got the bird Dookie on me at the zoo was very peculiar. So I believe I'm gonna have to circle back to that if that's okay, Aubrey. I know we don't
Yeah,
usually
I
do that
mean,
here.
tell me about how a bird shit on you, I guess, if
So like
pop
straight
off.
up, I we were on the sky lift to that like goes over the Kansas City Zoo. Um, this is the first time we'd ever been. We got some free tickets for the mail that we had. I don't really know how that works, but we got free tickets for mail, and I got to
Okay.
see a red panda, so that's cool. And I did it for free. So, are you, like, why not? But we did have to pay for the Skytram. And originally, we weren't really trying to spend any money at all while we were there, since we were in there for free anyway. And cheap fun day
Yeah,
at a zoo. Don't usually go to zoos. Um,
for sure.
but at the Skytram, it cost like $3. But we had to go because our roommate Caleb was there to see the ostriches. He was there for those big, tall, dangerous, the big, tall, other dangerous birds, other very fabulous, very respectful birds.
Yeah,
Um, so we had to go with him. It's not like we could just like pop him on and like meet him on the other side of the zoo whenever he gets off. He'll just be waiting there. So I mean, all aboard.
for
But while
sure.
we were up there, It was actually when we were stopped over the ostriches, funny enough. There was a giant flock of birds just migrating so high up in the sky I couldn't even tell what kind. But one of them got me. That giant flock, they flew by while we were on that ski slope over the zoo. Popped me right in the middle of the chest, right on my heart.
Damn, it could have been your mouth though. That's real close.
It was real
Same
close.
trajectory.
Same trajectory. I understand. I got really lucky that day. I did have to scrap my zoo map to clean the dookie off of me while we were still up there, because we were up there for quite a while. And I didn't really want it to seep into my shirt. Poor map.
Yeah, I mean, yikes. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I've been assured that it's good luck, so I'm just gonna take it on my chin.
It's good luck?
Yeah, here's another thing. Birds, administers of luck. What other animal does that in the day to day? I'm gonna look this up right now. Is it good luck? Yep. First thing that comes up when I type in, is it good L? Is it good luck if a bird poops on you? Bird pooping on your head is a sign of good luck. Okay. Not for me.
Well, you know.
Perhaps the most famous of bird superstitions. If you're unfortunate enough to get pooped on by a bird, it's actually a sign of good luck. Having originated in Russia, it's thought to be a good luck as the chances of this happening is surprisingly low. So it's not that the poop itself infuses you with four-leaf clover luck, as they call it. It's more so just that you're on a hot streak because something rare just happened to you. You just got struck by lightning a little bit. I see. You know, that's reasonable. I kind of like the idea that the bird is blessing you with good luck, though. It's kind of like when you get cave kisses. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard that.
I bet you fucking haven't, because the only reason I know is because I grew up in a weird hilly place that had a lot of caves that people went in. So a cave kiss is specifically something that occurs whenever you are walking through an underground cavern that has bats in it that currently live in the cave. What a cave kiss is when a bat poops on you, on your shoulder or your head.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why is this a normal thing?
Because a lot of tourist attraction caves do have actively living bats in there because they tend to be bat sanctuaries, endangered species and whatnot.
Yeah, but like, damn, I feel like I didn't know like bats pooped on people so frequently there was a name for it.
It is also something that occurs whenever water drops from a stalactite as well.
That to me, that makes more sense. That's what I thought it was.
But both are potential and both do happen. But honestly, what's more surprising is, like, if you have ever, there are some stalagmites that are much more, that actually like grow and solidify and become larger because bats will have like one specific one that they will have as their designated like guano zone.
Okay.
It's really interesting. Because like it's so, it like hardens. I don't know. I don't know too much more about bat guano.
It sounds like you know quite a bit about bat guano.
To be honest, I actually know, you've never asked, but I actually know quite a bit about owl pellets and feces, if you ever wanted to ask me about that. They're pretty clean. It's mostly just bones and fur. There's not really much else.
I'm okay.
They're kind of like little like
Okay.
gachapon capsules a little bit.
No, no,
we had to
no,
dissect
don't do
some
this.
whenever I was a
Oh,
Cub Scout.
I'm, I'm sorry, listeners. I tried to stop it. I
I'm
did.
sorry. Listen, you're just lucky you don't have to hear about some of the shit that Fern talks to me about whenever he sees at work.
I
There's
don't know. I think I'd be fascinated by that.
really, are you fascinated by the P word?
What's the
The
P word?
pus?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fine then. You can listen to Fern's stories because I hate them.
Yeah.
It's
No, that to me
bad.
that sounds like a fun time.
It's bad sometimes, but like
Like,
there
tell
are
me about all the
some
gross things you see at work. I mean,
there
owl pellets, no thanks. But
there are some very choice veterinarian stories that I get on a daily basis nowadays of the things that he interfaces with and dissects at work. Especially now that he's finally moving up, but like it's a lot for me. It
yeah,
depends on the
I
day.
can see. I can understand that. I am kind of.
He referred to what happened today as a Dr. Pimple Popper situation.
And that to me, that sounds fun.
You would have got paid for that if you were there for it, Aubrey. You would have had to be
Wow.
restraining the cat, but
Oh, I don't know. I can't be that. That's for sure.
I mean, it's worth getting paid for, that's for sure. I, yeah,
Well,
I don't know
we've
how we
learned
got
about the
here.
West and birds and owl pellets against our will.
You're welcome.
Ugh.
Um,
So I think. No, I mean,
are you done? Have I done enough to you at this point, Aubrey? Have you taken enough lashings?
my brain is. It's been juiced. It's been pulped.
So, guys, birds are cool. They are real, and you should stop listening to those people that say that birds aren't real because that movement was actually started by people
Mm,
that we went to college with, and it makes me feel weird.
birds aren't real. They're government spies.
Aubrey,
Thank
fucking.
you and good night.
Oh my god, please. You're one of them.
I mean, there's